The national and local economies have been performing better than expected, especially given that interest rates haven't been this high since the early 2000s. Some indicators like housing and manufacturing are cooling, but a central theme has been that consumers are still spending. Since 2/3 of the economy is consumer spending, this resiliency in spending is much of the reason that the economy as a whole has been resilient. The strength of consumer spending is evidenced by the much larger than expected July reading for retail sales, which increased 0.7% in July. Year-over-year retail sales are up 3.2%, and this is despite the low U.S. savings rate and high interest rates. The first chart shows that just before the pandemic, the savings rate was around 9%. Now it's at 4.3%. And the average credit card interest rate is now over 20%, as this second chart shows. Now, although consumer spending is a plus for businesses and the economy as a whole, right now it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Consumers may be overspending at this point. Delinquency rates are also increasing, and I am watching this closely. As the last chart shows, delinquencies are not quite at the levels they were prior to the Great Recession, but they are increasing. And for auto loans and credit card loans, delinquencies on payments have sharply increased recently, and they are approaching 2007 levels. As one example, in the second quarter of this year, 17% of car buyers committed to a payment of over $1,000 per month. That may prove hard to keep up with over the course of a 4 or 5 year loan, likely increasing auto delinquencies in coming months. Student loans will undoubtedly increase once payments resume in October as well. But this isn't all due to consumers overspending. Prices have increased significantly since the pandemic hit, and consumers have no choice but to spend on necessities like food and transportation. The idea would be to keep credit card loan balances and other loan balances at zero or as low as possible and avoid unnecessary expenditures. That way you won't become a part of these delinquency statistics.